To view Azure SQL Active Directory Authentication, start by understanding the basics of Azure Active Directory and its role in authenticating users to Azure SQL Database. Azure Active Directory, also known as Azure AD, is a comprehensive identity and access management solution that provides a robust set of capabilities to manage user identities and access to resources. First, ensure you have the necessary permissions to access the Azure portal and your Azure SQL database. You will need to be a global administrator or have the appropriate rights to view authentication settings. Next, log in to the Azure portal and navigate to your Azure SQL database. You can do this by selecting the SQL Databases option from the Azure Services menu and then choosing your database from the list of available databases. Once you are in your Azure SQL database, select the Security option from the left-hand menu and then choose Active Directory Admin. This will take you to a page where you can view and configure Active Directory authentication settings for your database. On this page, you will see the current Active Directory admin for your database. If one has been configured, you can also configure or change the Active Directory admin from this page. To do this, select the Set Admin option and follow the prompts to choose an Active Directory user or group to be the admin. To view the users and groups that have been granted access to your database using Active Directory authentication, select the Access Control option from the left-hand menu and then choose Role Assignments. This will take you to a page where you can view the users and groups that have been assigned roles in your database. It is a best practice to regularly review and update your Active Directory authentication settings to ensure that only authorized users have access to your database. You should also ensure that you are using the principle of least privilege when granting access to your database, which means granting users only the access they need to perform their tasks. In summary, viewing Azure SQL Active Directory authentication involves navigating to your Azure SQL database in the Azure portal, selecting the Security option, and then choosing Active Directory Admin to view and configure authentication settings. By following these steps and best practices, you can ensure that your Azure SQL database is secure and that only authorized users have access to it.